BBD head to the conference final. They will! BBD wins it! BBD has beaten Lyman Hall, and they will play Sheehan for the conference championship on Friday night. Unbelievable! It was indeed the highlight of the Colonial season of 2017-18, and now for the first time since then, BBD renews acquaintances with Lyman Hall as we welcome you inside the Danbury Ice Arena for Ice Cat hockey. The Ice Cats tonight come in off a 4-1 victory against Chippewa on Monday night up at the Gunnery. The only game they play on the road in a stretch of 11 games back here in Danbury for the next 4, beginning tonight with a team that is widely considered to be a candidate to win the state championship, something they have never done, the Lyman Hall Trojans. Let's get you updated on the injury report. Spencer Abrams, as you see, back in the lineup, missed Monday's game with an illness. Kyle Bowler, as you know, is out for an indefinite period after the emergency appendectomy a couple of weeks ago. Tom Conlon will miss the remainder of the season with the knee injury. For Lyman Hall, for what reasons we don't quite know, their starting goaltender is not here. Andrew Sacco, who had such a magnificent season last year as a freshman and played that memorable shootout against BBD in the conference semifinal, he is not here, so they will be going with either Matt Smith or Brian Beddington as their goaltender tonight. And oh, by the way, speaking of that shootout, you saw the very end of it at the top of this webcast. We will be replaying the entire shootout at the end of the first period, so you can either scrub forward and watch it, or you can let it play at the end of the first period, but we will be reliving in its entirety that shootout between Lyman Hall and BBD. Here come the starting lineups. So it'll be Brian Beddington in goal for Lyman Hall. Connor Chortis is one of their defensemen. He was a star in the games last year against Lyman Hall. And alongside him here's Matt Pettit. What a tremendous season Matt Pettit's having. 12 goals already this season. And the Roberts brothers, Jack, who is a freshman, and of course, Kyle Roberts, who has already passed the 150-point mark for his career. They're coached by Rich Minix in his 6th year. And the starting lineup for the Ice Cats. Alex Fernandez will have to be on his game tonight to take on this 6-2 Lyman Hall team. Aiden Garvey gets the start tonight. He scored in the win against Chippewa. Bryce Wallace will join him, sophomore defense pair. Anthony Britton, another of the heralded sophomore class, starting up front. Anton Oleshko will start with him. And Tommy Schieser will be the starting center. All 4 goals scored on Monday night for BBD came by sophomores. Aiden Garvey, Colin McGraw, Anthony Britton, and Eric Fancher. Now the national anthem. BBD comes into this at 4-5-1, though with the point totals for the out-of-state victories, they are near the top of Division III when it comes to points. Lyman Hall comes in 6-2 and they come in off a 6-4 victory over Division II West Hill Stamford. They have played a couple of really strong games against Division II teams this year, but one you might want to take note of was the loss to Cheshire, which is a Division II team. Cheshire, not one of the stronger Division II teams, probably a mid-range Division II team. They beat both Lyman Hall and Sheehan, the two teams from Wallingford, who are expected to vie for the state championship. So as much as we will throw roses at Lyman Hall tonight, I'm sure, keep in mind, this is a very strong Division III team. They probably would be a middling Division II team. That is the difference between the divisions 1, 2, and 3. As we mentioned, BBD's 4 goals on Monday night, all coming by sophomores. Eric Fancher, Aiden Garvey, Colin McGraw, and Anthony Britton. A very deep sophomore class of 12. And that doesn't even include Kyle Bowler, who had 4 goals in 3 games before being sidelined by the appendectomy. The most important player on the ice for BBD tonight is undoubtedly going to be Alex Fernandez, as this Lyman Hall team is, you can't even focus on 2 or 3 guys. Almost every one of these guys at the Division III level is a bona fide weapon. And their leading scorer doesn't even start, and that's Kyle Roberts. Oh, he does. Kyle and Jack Roberts and Matt Pettit are the forward line. What an ominous line this is. And Kyle Roberts actually asked for his brother, who is a freshman wearing number 8, to be on his line. Certainly wasn't going to start. Rich Minix wasn't going to start a freshman up front, but Kyle Roberts begged, and in the first game, Jack Roberts had a hat trick. And that was the end of keeping him off the first line. So Lyman Hall wins the opening faceoff, and we are underway here from Danbury. Here's Anthony Britton walking it into Lyman Hall territory, firing a shot wide of Brian Beddington. Well, I don't know if he's seen any action at all this year. Here comes Jack Roberts into the offensive zone, dumping it in. Fernandez couldn't control it, so Kyle Roberts will look for some room on the left side. Backhands one wide of the net. Jack Roberts chases it down. And Connor Chortis can't hold the zone for Lyman Hall, and BBD will take over. Just underway from Danbury. If they are going to be as slow starting a team as they have been this season, that is just not going to work against Lyman Hall. But Britton couldn't control it. Look out. Here's Matt Pett, or Kyle Roberts off to the races with 2 defensemen back. Here comes Kyle Roberts into the offensive zone, shooting one wide of Alex Fernandez. BBD can't clear it out. TJ Islabe holds it in. In that conference semifinal, TJ Islabe scored 2 goals in the BBD shootout victory. Here's Alex Smith playing it up the wall, but not out. It's held in by Ryan Nemec. Here's Roberts, sticks it over to Ryan Brockett, wearing number 17, as Lyman Hall's in the middle of a change. Now TJ Islabe down low, looks for a way through, and Aiden Weir turns and fires it wide. The rebound is in, and the first goal of the game belongs to Lyman Hall, unless the referee waves that off. The referee may have waved it off. I think the net came off. I think. And that is a huge break for BBD. This game remains scoreless because the net came off. So the face-off will be in the BBD zone. These teams have played some crazy games over the years, which we will get into. Lyman Hall leads the all-time series 5-4 since BBD joined the co-op. They made it a 3-team co-op. Here's Aiden Garvey off the face-off for BBD, but it's held in by TJ Islabe. So Garvey will leg back after it with Aiden Weir chasing him. Held in by big Michael O'Toole, who will whip it down the wall as Bryce Wallace tries to clear it out. Look out, as Ryan Brockett wiped out Matt Riddle. And now it's TJ Islabe chasing it back into the offensive zone. Bryce Wallace is there, reverses the flow, and BBD should be able to clear the zone. Here comes Patrick Fancher for BBD, with Michael O'Toole riding him like a wave down the wall. It's loose in front of Beddington as Connor Chortis couldn't control it, but no white jersey there for the tip, and Lyman Hall is able to swat it out. Here comes TJ Arduini into the offensive zone for Lyman Hall on the right side. His shot is gobbled up by Alex Fernandez, and we get a whistle with 2.5 minutes gone by here in the first period. The out-of-town scoreboard tonight actually is more of an in-town scoreboard. There are 20 games going on around Connecticut college hockey tonight, a few of which impact BBD. Here's a shot from Connor Chortis that Alex Fernandez sticks aside, and the puck is cleared. We'll get to that scoreboard here as Spencer Abrams backhands it into the offensive zone. Colin McGraw keeps it alive. Abrams on the backhand, but Connor Chortis dumped him like a sack of potatoes. In the corner, it's cleared but not out as Jake Matson holds it in. Colin McGraw, who had his first career varsity goal on Monday night against the Chappaqua Spartans, and it's puck now played in where Brian Merrill battles with TJ Arduini, and there'll be a penalty coming here to BBD for Merrill tripping TJ Arduini. Games of interest to BBD spectators include the game that happened just before this on this ice surface, which was Joel Barlow taking out the Northeastern Shamrocks, team formerly known as Bolton Coventry Rockville BCR, by a 9-6 count. Travis Nussbaum with a hat trick. And the Joel Barlow Knights, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. They're averaging somewhere around 7 goals a game for their last 7 games. Here's Matt Pettit with a shot that goes wide. Power play here for Lyman Hall. This is Kyle Roberts winding and firing it wide. TJ Arduini is down there. Now it's Kyle Roberts. What a career Kyle Roberts has had. That shot sticked aside by Alex Fernandez. Loose in the slot. TJ Islade couldn't pick it up. Sent around the wall and held in by Roberts, who came all the way over to the right point. As a fourth forward, here's a wind and a fire by Islade that's kicked out by Fernandez. A yawning net, but the way is blocked by Bryce Wallace, and that puck picked up by, I believe that's Fid, by Oleshko and cleared. 45 seconds gone in the Brian Merrill penalty as Lyman Hall works it down. Left side, Matt Pettit. Kyle Roberts fires, kicked out by Fernandez. They continue to hold the puck. Here's Roberts. Matt Pettit winds and fires. Fernandez came out to meet that. But Lyman Hall continues with the puck. BBD can't clear. Here's a shot that's blockered away by Fernandez. Matt Pettit continues with it, and then I think Fernandez may be hurt. I think it may have hit him up in the helmet. And so the referee automatically stops play with 45 seconds left to go in the Lyman Hall power play. I thought that hit his blocker. It may have hit his helmet. And so Fernandez is given a chance to, I don't know if that was a puck or if he caught a stick. I couldn't tell. I thought the sound of the puck was that hitting his blocker. And let's see if the referee has to, if he forces Rusty Graniker to take Fernandez out. I'm not sure. These teams have played some crazy games over the years. And I think Fernandez is going to stay in there. None crazier, of course, than the conference semifinal last year, but it was in this building a couple of years ago, 2017, that Lyman Hall won in overtime 3-2. Matt Pettit with the game winner. And there are more. We'll get to them in a little while. Meanwhile, there's Zach. Here's Kyle Roberts. Gets it back at the center point. Right side, TJ Islade shoots it through the crease. It slides to the point, and it's cleared by Tommy Schieser with 25 seconds left in the Lyman Hall power play. 7-2 already shots on goal. We're 4.5 minutes in. Long pass connects to TJ Arduini. It went behind Aiden Weir. TJ Islade has it. Still on the power play for 10 more seconds as Islade, right side, sharp angle. Fernandez kicks it out. Roberts holds it in. Skips it behind the net. Here's Arduini. As the penalty expires to Merrill, and the pass back to Roberts, he eludes him, and here comes Eric Fancher in, and Fancher's shot is gobbled up by Brian Beddington, and play stops. Fancher had just stepped on the ice as Brian Merrill returned to the bench after the penalty, so in one sense, that was almost like the man coming out of the penalty box, and you always have to watch the man coming out of the penalty box. So first good shot BBD's had against Brian Beddington, who was unknown to us. He's really their third goaltender. Andrew Sacco is their starter. Matt Smith, who wears number 1, played the game on Saturday against Division II West Hill Stanford, but we know nothing about Brian Beddington. And we get a whistle here. I think the puck was touched with a high stick. So we've played 5.5 minutes of the opening period, and BBD has gotten through a power play thanks to Alex Fernandez. Patrick and Eric Fancher with Matt Riddle, Bryce Wallace and Aiden Garvey. This is Riddle cycling it down the wall. Matt Riddle, the 5th of those players to score his first varsity goal for BBD this year. He's not one of the sophomores, but scored against Wilton in the dying moments. Here's Ryan Brockett working with Eric Fancher, tried to stick handle around Bryce Wallace, and they score. What a play by Ryan Brockett. Brockett scored in the win against Milford that Lyman Hall played last time out. I think that was Brockett. I thought it looked like 17. So with 6 minutes gone by, it is a Lyman Hall 1-0 lead. Face-off won by Alex Smith. And in the center ice zone, here comes TJ Arduini for Lyman Hall. Here comes Zach Hines, or rather Arduini. Anthony Britton picked his pocket, held in by Jack Roberts. I think Jack Roberts is getting credit for that goal. We'll double check at the end of the period. Here comes Tommy Schieser out of his own zone, flips it into Lyman Hall territory. Back there is Zach Hines. And a centering pass is blocked by Connor Satin. And here comes Connor Satin into the neutral zone, hands it off left side to Arduini. Thomas Ralston battling back behind the net. And Lyman Hall with a centering pass to Roberts that's blocked by Schieser. Alex Fernandez makes the save on the second shot. Here's a shot left side by Roberts that's stopped by Fernandez. Alex Smith going to block the way of Arduini. The centering pass is tipped by Schieser, but again Lyman Hall holds it with Matt Pettit cycling it down low. Smith trying to play it away. Back comes Tommy Schieser, battling with one of the great scorers in the history of Division III here in Connecticut, Kyle Roberts. Already 150 points for his high school career. Just remarkable. And here he comes again on the right side. Tried to set one in on Fernandez that Smith blocked. Again, Kyle Roberts keeps the puck. You can see where he gets that point production from. It's almost impossible to take the puck away from him. And again, a cycle as Ryan Nemec and Anton Oleshko go for the puck on the left side. Pettit chopped at it, but the puck bounced to the corner. And it's cleared by BBD. Anton Oleshko going for it, but big Michael O'Toole will settle it down for the Trojans. With 6:46 left to go in the first period, 1-0, Lyman Hall leading it. Here's Matt Pettit with a shot that Fernandez chests down. Bryce Wallace is there to scoop up the rebound. Fernandez has already made 10 saves. It's Colin McGraw, Spencer Abrams, and Brian Merrill, the third line out for BBD, as Michael O'Toole grabs the puck in the corner. Brian Merrill there to meet him with some size. And it's cleared by Kyle Roberts. Matt Pettit on the left side has room with bumps with Merrill. And Merrill gives him a good hip check, and Spencer Abrams will send the puck around to the near side. Aiden Garvey keeps his feet moving with his opposite number, TJ Arduini. Arduini will cycle it down to TJ Islabe, and the puck takes a funny bounce out to Fernandez, who didn't think it was too funny. And instead he covered it and gives BBD a chance to reset with under 6 minutes to go here in the opening period. 14-4 shots on goal Fernandez made 35 saves in the loss to Amity. I believe that is his season high, and that number will be approached, if not surpassed, tonight. There's a shot by Zach Hines that's blocked by Riddle, but it stays in the zone. Now it's BBD clearing it out. Riddle tried to move it forward. Aiden Weir has it for Lyman Hall, racing down the left wing with Alex Smith there to beat. And Smith does a good job to take the puck off his stick. The puck is in the neutral zone and controlled by Connor Chortis of Lyman Hall. E.J. Islay battling there with Jake Matson, and we get a play stoppage with 5:24 to go here in the first period. This Lyman Hall team so battle-tested. They tied the game against North Haven, Division II North Haven, back in December with 5 seconds left, and then won it in overtime. They also beat Division II West Hill Stamford, and those D2 teams are far stronger than the out-of-state D2 teams that BBD has played. This is some team. Here's Matt Riddle sending it in on Beddington. Matt Riddle and Patrick Fancher are there, but they collided with each other. Well, one of them could have had a decent shot attempt. It's Ryan Brockett sending the puck ahead to TJ Islay, who's knocked off the puck by Matson, and I believe that forced an offside. Good play there from the senior co-captain, Jake Matson. And play stops with just under 5 minutes left to go. Remember, at the end of the period, we will be replaying for you the entire shootout from the 2018 conference semifinals, so you can either scrub forward to watch it, or you can wait for this period to end and let it just play. One of the most memorable moments in BBD history. The last time Lyman Hall and BBD were on the same ice. 4:44 to go. This is Connor Satin cycling it down because he couldn't control it. It's loose in the corner. Lyman Hall has it. Satin behind the BBD net. Looks for a way through. Cycling there with, I believe that's TJ Arduini. Tried to get it back to Thomas Ralston, but Ralston on the backhand couldn't settle it down to get a good shot away. Here's Michael O'Toole winding and firing. That was blocked by Anthony Britton. Here's a shot from Satin that's stopped by Fernandez. And BBD is able to clear. Saucer pass went over the stick of Britton, and BBD will have to chase it back with 4:05 left to go here in the opening period. Bryce Wallace met by TJ Arduini. Here's a steal for Roberts. A shot goes way up into the netting. And play stops with 3:55 to go. So you can't say that BBD has started well, but they certainly haven't been as lagging defensively. I mean, you knew that Lyman Hall was going to get a lot of shots. They're a really good team. But BBD has been on it relatively well, and the defense, the shots that Alex Fernandez has seen have been pretty straight on. There's another one that Kyle Roberts puts on him, and again, Fernandez sees it in and stops play. And BBD is not really allowing any second shots, which is partly Fernandez and partly the defense. So, I mean, you know you're up against it when you play a team like Lyman Hall, and the numbers are pretty lopsided, but it's not quite as slow a start as BBD has had. Certainly not as listless as they were against Chippewa early on. But they still trail 1-0, and looking for more is Lyman Hall. Flipping it right side, this is Zach Hine, but he couldn't pick the puck up and cleared out of play by Garvey as he tried to flip it over Zach Hines. He flipped it out of play. With 3:32 left to go here in the first period. 1-0 Lyman Hall. We'll have to check who gets credit for the goal. Jack Roberts, a freshman for Lyman Hall, Kyle's little brother, takes the draw and wins it. And it's cycled down low for Matt Pettit. Here's Roberts, tried to get a wrist shot away. That didn't go, and Roberts keeps it on the backhand and shoots it wide. 3:17 in the first. Zach Hine tried to stuff it back down the wall. BBD fights for it at the point, and the puck is lifted into center ice. Patrick Fancher and Kyle Roberts chase after it. And it's settled down by Zach Hine. Long pass ahead to Pettit. Roberts and Roberts will cycle it down the wall. Eric Fancher, there's a shot by Jack Roberts that stopped by Fernandez. A centering pass ends up in the crease, but taken by Eric Fancher, and out comes BBD. Here comes Eric Fancher with Connor Chortis chasing him. A centering pass to Patrick Fancher, and he just committed a bit too far. Patrick Fancher now with the puck. Centered it out in front, but it went between Eric Fancher and Bryce Wallace and all the way down the ice. There was a chance BBD could have had for an open shot. Now it's Eric Fancher lifting it out of reach of a couple of orange jerseys. Eric Fancher gets it back. Anthony Britton couldn't control it. Michael O'Toole will clear it out. Now Ryan Nemec, one of the co-captains for the Lyman Hall Trojans, with 2 minutes to go here in the first period. 1-0 Lyman Hall. Here's the shot from TJ Islabe that goes over the top of the net, but he keeps the puck on his stick. Now BBD clears it with Michael O'Toole whipping it back in. And again, BBD will chase after it. They've spent most of the period in their own zone. That puck is held in by O'Toole. TJ Islabe and Alex Smith go after it in the corner. Alex Smith does a good job to keep Islabe away from the puck, but now it's Lyman Hall controlling and Tommy Schieser taking it away. But again, it's held in by Arduini. Here's it ended up on the low left slot, and BBD couldn't clear it, but Alex Fernandez made 2 saves. Bryce Wallace, and it ping-pongs off of O'Toole and down the ice. No icing as it last hit a Lyman Hall Trojan with 1:09 to go in the period. 18 saves so far for Alex Fernandez, 19 shots on goal. Here's TJ Islabe. And it's controlled by Garvey. Hands it to Anton Oleshko. Now Jake Matson. Tommy Schieser whips it down the wall. Took Ryan Nemec's head off, and Schieser will sit for that. So with 50.5 seconds left to go on the clock in the first period, Tommy Schieser will sit for BBD. And it'll be a second power play for Lyman Hall. BBD would at least get the benefit of the period ending instead of a straight 2-minute power play for the Trojans. And the face-off, of course, will come down into the BBD end with Eric Fancher and Patrick Fancher, Aiden Garvey and Jake Matson on to kill the penalty. So a cross-check on Tommy Schieser. Remember, we are 50.5 seconds away from that shootout from last year. You want to stay tuned for that. Matt Pettit chases it in the corner. Patrick Fancher, Jake Matson slams it out of the zone. Down to 38 seconds left in the period as Kyle Roberts starts up for Lyman Hall. 12 goals already this year for Kyle Roberts. Here's Roberts again with a shot straight on, stopped by Fernandez, and he dives on the rebound, and it goes wide. Good job by Fernandez. 19 seconds in the period. Arduini, Matt Pettit, left point, cycles it down to Aiden Weir with 10 seconds in the period. Back to the point, Kyle Roberts, TJ Islabe shoots, it's kicked out by Fernandez, and the period will end with 1:10 of power play time left, but BBD escapes, trailing by just 1-0. Well, before you go to the second period, let us go back to February 28th, 2018, the shootout of the Southern Conference semifinal between BBD and Lyman Hall. We are ready to go here. Steven Fanning, senior co-captain for BBD, and Andrew Sacco, the freshman sensation for LHK, will be in the spotlight in a best-of-5 shootout to determine the winner. And it appears that Thomas Delafield will go first for BBD. Delafield, who has a goal and an assist in this game. Delafield scored 2 short-handed goals against Joel Barlow. And here we go. First shooter in the shootout. And he scores! Thomas Delafield puts BBD up in the shootout 1-0. It It'll be the freshman Aiden Weir. No, it'll be Kyle Roberts. Kyle Roberts for LHK. First shooter for Lyman Hall. Stephen Fanning awaits. And Roberts scores. Well, BBD will need another player to win this game, and they will send out Colin McNevin for round number 2. Each team scored. It's 1-1. Here goes McNevin. Round number 2. Colin McNevin with 2 goals against Joe Barlow, and he comes in on Sacco, and he scores! Colin McNevin puts BBD up 2-1. McNevin with 4 goals on the year, 3 goals on the year. That one won't count in the standings. Now it's the senior captain, Scott Bradley. Number 3, it'll be James McCarthy, the captain. McCarthy with 5 goals during the regular season. Let's see what McCarthy can do. Round number 3. He comes in on Andrew Sacco, and Sacco deflects it up into the protected net. Pressure now squarely on Stephen Fanning here in round number 3. It'll be Matt Pettit. Matt Pettit, one of those super sophomores. He has 11 goals on the year. Swoops in on Fanning. Tanner True, as Rusty Graniker goes with the seniors for the most part, goes with experience. Round number 4 with LHK leading 3-2. Zach Hines for LHK. 3-2, LHK. Here comes Zach Hines for the win. And he lost it. So one more chance for BBD. Here's round number 5. And let's see who Rusty Graniker sends out. It's going to be Tommy Schieser. So if Schieser scores, then on we go. If Schieser misses, then LHK wins. LHK leading 3-2, and we're here into the final round. It's on Schieser's stick. And he scores! Tommy Schieser keeps BBD alive in the shootout. A clutch shootout goal by Tommy Shisu, who has a goal in the game as well. So now, it'll be TJ Islay, who has 2 goals in this game. If he's not wasting any time, if he scores, LHK wins. If not, on we go. And Stephen Fanning is up to the task, and on we go. 3-3. Wow. Anthony Britton, the freshman, is hopping over the bench. Is he going to be the one to take this? I think the referee is going over the rules of who can shoot and who can't. In Olympic competition, after you go through the first 5, you can go back to players who have already shot. I don't know if you can do that here. You cannot in the NHL. So Anthony Britton will take this 6th round. We are in sudden death of a shootout. It'll be freshman against freshman, Anthony Britton and Andrew Sacco. The winner plays Sheehan on Friday night. Here's Britton. And he's fishing over the top. And now it's all on TJ Arduini's step. If Arduini scores, LHK wins. If not, we move on to a 7th round. The sophomore Arduini and the senior goaltender Stephen Fanning. Arduini has 8 goals this year. And here he comes. And Fanning picks it out. Terrific save from Stephen Fanning. Some of the most difficult pressure-packed saves he's had to make this year. Jacob Hopcroft, senior. There are a lot of seniors here for BBD. Jacob Hopcroft on Andrew Sacco. And Hopcroft scores! Hopcroft gives BBD a 4-3 lead. And if Stephen Fanning can stop Josh Martinez, BBD will go to the conference final. It is all on Stephen Fanning right here. Will BBD head to the conference final? They will! BBD wins it! BBD has beaten Lyman Hall, and they will play Sheehan for the conference championship on Friday night. Unbelievable! Unbelievable! The Ice Cats have slain the dragon. BBD wins it 4-3 in a shootout. Can you believe what you have just witnessed? The Ice Cats have done it in a shootout. Stephen Fanning stopping Josh Martinez on the final attempt. Jacob Hopcroft, the hero for BBD. And incredibly, unbelievably, we will see you on Friday night at West Haven. BBD 4 and Lyman Hall 3. BBD has done it. I just can't bring myself to hit stop on this stream because I just can't believe this has happened. This place is stunned. BBD has beaten Lyman Hall. And on we go to Friday night. We will see you from West Haven at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. BBD and Sheehan for the Southern Conference title. Wow. That's all from here. We will see you in 2 days' time.